Hi, welcome to my virtual open house for Engineering Your Future 2. So, my name is Mrs. Flyshacker, Mrs. Fly, as a lot of kids call me. It's a lot easier to say and spell. This is my second year here at Lakeville South, but my ninth year teaching overall. I've kind of taught the whole gamut of industrial tech or STEM subjects from small engines, woods, metals, photo, video, robotics, coding, engineering, architecture, kind of all of those different things. Last year, I helped assistant coach here with the robotics team. And outside of school, I help run St. Paul's Community Ed Aquatics program. I help train and staff on how to teach swimming lessons. I train new lifeguards. I do CPR classes. I teach swimming lessons. That's kind of my passion outside of school and just living in a pool usually. But with COVID, we've been closed down since March. So I went to Johnson High School in St. Paul. And then from there, I moved on to St. Cloud State to get my bachelor's in what's called technology education. And then I got my master's in Concordia University in educational technology. So that's a little bit about me. So as you guys know, with from being in Engineering Future 1, Engineering Future 2 is kind of that second step in our STEM Academy pathway. So just a little reference if you want to continue moving on. The next step of picking one of the classes in this green section, which could be Engineering Future 3, which just kind of keeps building on what you've learned down here, or if you want to focus on a more specialized area. And then you end with a capstone project, which is a semester-long, big real-world project, usually working with a company or an organization or a local school in our district for a project with them. And then also 8 semesters of math and science. So as you know from Engineering Future 1, we usually do a lot of hands-on projects, working in groups and pairs, 3D printing, laser engraving, that creative problem solving, thinking outside the box. We're going to try and do as much of that as we can, and especially while we're hybrid, to get you guys making something, giving you that real experience that we try and do down here as much as we can. So some of the projects that we're going to do in here, we're going to start with making a Rube Goldberg machine and using the laser engraver to cut out some of those pieces. Doing a lot of 3D and CAD design is a really big focus of Engineering Your Future 2. So you've already learned SketchUp and Tinkercad, and the new is Onshape. So Onshape is a fully online CAD program that is really, really similar to what professionals use out in the real world to make their projects and things like that. Hopefully getting to do some 3D printing if we can stay in school long enough. We'll also learn about augmented and virtual reality, learn about some different engineering careers, and then some robotics and electronics as well. So you're not new to this STEM area of our school, but we're just really thinking about how you can be thoughtful, responsible, and safe down here in our STEM area to kind of fit with our school matrix. So being responsible with the machines and thoughtful of your actions and how you're treating different things and what you're working on and using your time wisely. So for Schoology, while we're in hybrid, like I mentioned, we're going to really try and utilize that time that you're here in class to get you hands-on and making stuff. So because of that, we can't do the same thing in class that you're doing at home. So those Monday through Friday folders that a lot of your other teachers are using just isn't going to work while we're hybrid. So our folders are going to be split into these 3. So either in-person, online, or that Wednesday flex day. So you're just going to think about like, where am I learning today, and go in that folder. So if you're here in school, in person with me, you're going to go in that in-person folder. That'll be everything that you need. If you are at home working online, you'll find what you need in there. And I'll also have like a weekly overview too that kind of spells out everything for the week above it. Sometimes our online and flex day is being kind of the same thing because those 3 days kind of merge together a little bit, especially at this beginning part of our school where we're really trying to get you guys cranking on stuff in here. Later flex day might just be a whole different unit that we do just every Wednesday. We all do the same thing. But you'll just kind of look in those folders and that's where your stuff will be. If we do end up going full distance, then we will switch to that Monday through Friday kind of template, just because we all will be able to do the same work at the same time. There won't be that difference of if you're in school or if you're at home. So for grading, just like in Engineering Future 1, it'll be 50% daily work, which is those smaller kind of learning, building your knowledge assignments, 50% those bigger projects, which are those bigger end unit, really showcasing what you learned. And then quarter 1, quarter 2 are split even for final grade, with a final being 10%. So just like in Engineering Future 1, there's no points deducted for work turned in late. There will be due dates and things like that in Schoology and on campus to help guide you to make sure you're staying on track, because you really don't want to fall behind. But we do understand that sometimes like coding just might be a little bit more difficult for you, or you're just really struggling to do something in Onshape and you needed to reach out to me to get a little bit more help and things like that. So we totally understand if some things come easier, some things come harder to you. So that's why we don't deduct work for late work, or deduct points for late work. Just make sure you just really stay on top of your work and not fall behind and not procrastinate. So materials, paper, pencil, super handy for sketching, planning out your projects in school, earbuds, and your school-issued iPad, so that you can watch those tutorial videos and any other videos we give you in school. And then, a flash drive is really handy for bringing your projects to the lab, so you don't have to hunt for one of our STEM flash drives that float around between our different rooms. But if you don't have a flash drive, that's totally fine. We have flash drives around as well. If we do go full distance, we will be doing, eventually, no matter what, we're going to be doing a lot of CAD work. And when we go full distance, that'll kind of be our main focus, or when that happens. And CAD work is really, really difficult to do on an iPad, and it's almost impossible. So it is highly recommended that you have access to a computer or Chromebook that you can use daily for this work. If you don't have a computer device at home, please let me know. There's going to be a survey at the end of this video and on Schoology, and we're going to try and get some school-issued Chromebooks handed out as well. And along with that, with CAD, it's a lot easier to use a mouse than just a trackpad on a laptop. So if you do have a mouse, use it. If you don't, I highly recommend spending the $10, $12 to get a mouse that can plug into your computer, or the wireless mouse. It makes CADing so much easier. So just a couple things there. Here is my email address. So it's a lot easier to use this FLEI4375 versus the Jackie.Flyshacker, because it's easy to misspell Flyshacker. So there's my nice short email address. And email is the easiest way to contact me. It's easy for me to sort through messages, look back at messages, things like that. Schoology students can work too if it's like a short, simple question, but it's a lot harder for me to search back or find a message or things like that. Or notifications don't always come through without me refreshing my page constantly. So Schoology does work if it's more of a smaller question, but if it's urgent, email, definitely preferred. I get it. Notification on my computer, notification on my phone, notification on my iPad. So I definitely won't miss it, and I'll try to respond to you as soon as I can. And then, like I said, here is that course survey. So you can either scan this QR code here with your device, or down below this video is a little link on Schoology that says STEM survey, and that'll just take you straight to the Google form to fill out on your device as well. And it'll just help us, let us know if you do need a device, and just a couple other questions just to help us figure out where you're coming into this class at, and things like that to help us plan a little bit. So can't wait to meet you guys next week, if that's Monday or Thursday, for the hybrid kids, and can't wait to see you guys.